You wanna say hi real quick? Hi. Hi. Say hi. Not to me, baby. No, not to me. You wanna say hi? Say hi. Say hi. No? Ooh. Okay, I'll let you get back to your napping. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about my LASIK eye surgery. I mentioned it last video. I don't know how many of you guys watched it. I wanted to talk about my entire experience getting LASIK eye surgery. LASIK eye surgery, it's one of those things that's like kind of beauty related, but like not really beauty related, but you know, it did affect my beauty routine. I mean, it affected my overall general routine. So I wanted to sit down and just kind of talk to you guys about my whole LASIK eye surgery, the operation, post-op, pre-op, everything from beginning to end, just in case any of you guys were interested in getting it done or just had, you know, any thoughts about it. Just kind of want to talk about it with you guys. So I got my LASIK eye surgery done at NVISION Eye Center in Newport Beach with Dr. Tooma. Just a little bit of background on my eyes before I get into anything. So I used to be, and it's weird saying used to be because I'm no longer, I have 20/20 vision now. So I used to be nearsighted with astigmatism. So that means that I could not see far away. And I could not see as sharply as I could. My prescription was pretty bad. My left eye was negative 5.75 and my right eye was negative 4.5, around there. So two different prescriptions. I could not drive without corrective lenses. I wore glasses for years, switched over to contacts for the longest time. And I'm sure most of you guys didn't even know that. I needed corrective vision, like my vision was absolute crap. So my vision is a type of vision where I wake up and the whole world is blurry. And it is blurry until I put on my contact lenses. So every day, morning routine, I, you know, brush my teeth, wash my face, do my skincare, and then I pop on my contact lenses and then I head out the door. And every night, you know, wash my face, brush my teeth, pop off contact lenses, put on glasses, and then right before I go to sleep, take off my glasses. And a lot of you guys might be familiar with the routine. For those of you guys who have no idea what I'm talking about, well, that's what blind people do. This is what happens when you can't see. So I've been wanting to get LASIK eye surgery for the longest time. I've always known that I was gonna get it. I didn't know when, but I've always been interested in it. I knew that at one point in my life, I was gonna get corrective eye surgery. I just knew. It kind of honestly was spur of the moment. I was doing kind of my basic research. Sometimes I will just go online and just kind of look around and do some research on LASIK eye surgery just to see which would be the best institution for me to go get my corrective surgery. And I definitely did my due diligence when it comes to LASIK eye surgery because they're my eyes. You can't grow another pair. Like once your eyes are gone, they're gone. I definitely wanted to work with the best surgeon that I can, but I was also mindful of my budget. Again, I can't really put a price on how much I was willing to spend because again, these are my eyes and I didn't want to cheap out and go with the cheapest option and end up with crappy eye surgery and then end up with problems later. But as I did my research, every surgeon and every place that I looked at kind of ended up being around the same ballpark, give or take a couple hundred. So that was when I was like, okay, fine, well, you know, didn't really help me narrow down my choices, but at least I knew what the average price was. I'm gonna be honest, I looked at NVISION Eye Center because I watched Static John on YouTube, but even before I watched his video, NVISION Eye Center in Newport Beach with Dr. Tooma had popped up consistently on my search, on my Google search. Like if you Google search LASIK eye surgery, Newport Beach, like Dr. Tooma is the first one to pop up. So I don't know if he has like the algorithm figured out or the advertisement figured out or whatever it is, but you know what, he's the first one to pop up and he has the best reviews and he's performed a crazy amount of surgeries. I don't remember the statistics, but I remember looking at the amount of surgeries that he's performed and I was like, oh my God, that's way too many. Like, I'm like, I didn't know anyone could perform that many surgeries. So If you're looking for another perspective on NVISION Eye Center, I know Static John did a video on his experience, and he has the reason why he decided to perform LASIK eye surgery was completely different from mine. So I mean, if you want to hear, I mean, he's a great resource if you want to go look at his video. So that's a little background on why I decided to go with NVISION Eye Center, and a little background on my eyesight. I do have notes. So if you guys see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. I booked my LASIK consultation for October 19th of 2020. So the day that I'm filming this right now, it's been approximately, let's see, October, November, December, January. It's been about 3 months. It's been about 3 months post-op. So I booked my LASIK consultation on October 19th of 2020, and they do advise you to stop wearing your contact lenses about a few days prior. So I stopped wearing my contact lenses on 10/15. I think they said to stop wearing your contact lenses 3 days before, but I wanted to play it safe, so I just went ahead and did an extra day. So I stopped wearing my contact lenses on the 15th, and the reason why they want you to do that is because for a contact lens wearer as consistently as I am, contact lenses do kind of distort and shape your cornea a certain way. On the day of your consultation, they're going to be running a lot of tests. So they want to be able to get your cornea at least a somewhat unadulterated state. So like I said, they're going to run a lot of tests. They're going to test your prescription. They want to see how poor or how good your eyesight is. They're going to test your cornea thickness. So whether or not your cornea is thick enough is going to determine whether or not you're going to qualify for LASIK or SMILE. Chances are you're going to qualify for something. My cornea just happened to be really thick. One of the nurses that was testing me even said like, oh my gosh, your cornea is so thick, like we would be able to do LASIK on you several times if we had to. So if your cornea is too thin, they wouldn't be able to create the flap necessary in order to perform the surgery. So cornea thickness is something that they do test for. And then they do test eye moisture, which is something that I had trouble with. They run a lot of tests, a series of tests, and so on the day of your consultation, expect to be there for maybe 1 to 2 hours. I know I was there longer than I thought I was gonna be. So after they run the test, they show you your results and they talk to you about whether or not you're gonna be a good candidate. So thankfully I was a candidate for LASIK eye surgery. My cornea was thick enough. My prescription was within range, because if your prescription is too high, the technology doesn't accommodate prescriptions that are above a certain threshold. So I was within the right range. My cornea was thick enough. However, I do suffer from dry eye, which is something that I had no idea that I suffered from, which I guess I kind of always knew because I would wake up with pretty dry eyes. But as soon as I put on my contact lenses, I wouldn't really feel it because, you know, like contact lenses have moisture and I put them on and I don't really feel as dry anymore. Apparently my eyes were really, really dry. And they said it could be due to a couple reasons. So apparently we have, I guess, oil glands that I forget whether it was like 10, 15, or 20, but we have oil glands lining the top and the bottom of our eyelids. And every time we shut them, oils are supposed to be released from these glands. It produces a film around our eyes and it prevents the eye from drying out. So my eyes were dry and it could be due to a series of things. So what they did was they just pressed a Q-tip against my oil glands, and if oil glands squeeze out, so that would be a good thing. That means that my oil glands are working and that my eyes are just dry from most likely wearing my contact lenses for an extended amount of time or just staring at a screen. If they came out like toothpaste, that means that my oil glands are a little clogged. So when she, you know, pushed the Q-tip against my eyes, I guess it came out like toothpaste. So at that point they said I was still a candidate for LASIK eye surgery, but I was gonna have to take an extra step. So every night they told me to just do a warm compress on my eyes for about 10 to 15 minutes just to kind of loosen up those oil glands and get those oil glands flowing again so that they're not so clogged and congested. They said that I can just put some rice or some beans into a sock and microwave it for about 10 to 15 minutes and that should work, and just press it against my eyes for 15 minutes and every night, and that'll work. You can get this at any CVS or any Walgreens, any drugstore. It's basically an eye mask. You could either heat this up or keep it in the fridge and you put it over your eyes and it serves as an eye mask. So what I did was I would just heat this up in the microwave for a couple seconds, massage it, and it stays pretty freaking hot, and I would just put on my eyes every day leading up to my surgery. And it was important that I did this because with LASIK eye surgery, you are prone to having dry eye. And what they wanted to do was reduce the effects of dryness on my eyes after the surgery. So with the surgery, your eyes are already gonna be dry. They wanna make sure that my oil glands are going to be appropriately coating my eyes after my surgery. And just one more, just like a tidbit. So I have this on my eyes for about 10 minutes. After I remove it, your vision will be blurry, like blurrier than usual, like you have a film over your eyes, because that means that the therapy is working, and that means that the oils are being released into your eyes. But don't worry, it will clear up. Because the first couple times I was like, what the heck? Like, why is my vision so blurry? Like, I was like, it feels like I have oil in my eyes, and I'm like, well, duh. Like, hello, like you're releasing oils, duh. One thing that I do have to tell you, when you book, whenever you decide to book your consultation, just expect operation to happen within 2 weeks. Honestly, I had just gone in for a consultation just to see if I was going to be a candidate, just to get a price quote, to see how much I was looking at, to see what I was expecting, and you know, stuff like that. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because you know, I used to work in sales, and it kind of is a sales tactic. They want you to they told me that they don't recommend me getting my eye surgery any later than 2 to 3 weeks out, because then they would have to run the test again, and you know, this and that. And I'm like, okay, I understand. But at that time I came in when there was a student discount. So, you know, with the price that they gave me, and I was in a position where I wanted to get it, I just went ahead and said yes. But I do want to let you guys know that when you book your consultation, just expect your procedure to happen 2 to 3 weeks. Of course, you can always say no. You can always say, you know, no, I just came into, you know, for a consultation to see if I was a candidate. You can say no, but of course at the time they had that great student discount, and you know, everything just fell into place for me. So I decided to go ahead and book my surgery. So when you agree to surgery, they'll give you a price quote. I paid $4,800 for my surgery. They asked if I wanted the Contoura the Contour technology, which is basically a more specified technology. So if you picture your cornea as like a dome with hills and valleys, without Contoura, it would just flatten everything out to give you the perfect vision. But with Contoura, it will target the hills and valleys specified to you to create your own customized even dome on your cornea. So I'm like, you know what? I'm here. Why not? It's my eyes. Throw in the Contoura. So the Contoura is an extra $100, and that's where I ended up paying the total of $4,800. They will give you a folder with specific instructions on what to do before your operation. Like I said, my consultation was on the 19th of October. My operation was booked for November 6th. So that was about 2 to 3 weeks later, and they said that, you know, with the test, that is as late as they're willing to go in terms of my operation. So I'm like, okay. You do have to buy a surgery kit right before you leave. So the kit includes artificial tears. It comes in a box, but I took out the box. This is my second pack actually. I bought it because my eyes are still dry, but I'll get into that later. So it comes with artificial tears, the Oasis preservative-free lubricant eye drops. They come in little syringes, packets like this. So you just remove one, and you're supposed to apply this 4 times a day, 10 days before your surgery. You also get a jar of omega pills. I think another set of pills, I think it's like keratin or something. I think they're just vitamins to just help strengthen your eye a little bit. And you get antibiotic drops. So those antibiotic drops you take post. They're also gonna give you a piece of paper on, you know, when to start using the artificial tears, when to start taking your medication, and when to start taking your drops. So this is all pre-op. So we're gonna fast forward to the day of the operation. So 11/06/2020 at 10:15 a.m. is when my operation was. They do tell you that on that day you're gonna need to have someone with you to drive you home, because you will not be able to drive after the surgery. My mom came with me. Because of COVID, she had to wait outside until it was my turn for surgery, and then they went ahead and let her in so she can go ahead and observe. When you get there, they do run a few more tests on you. They just do another eye check on you to see what your prescription is like, and again, and what they're aiming for is something that is sharper than 20/20, because that's kind of what LASIK is. It's they're performing like a new prescription for you on your eyeballs. So after they run the test on you, they walk you into kind of like a waiting lounge. There's a lot of Zen music, a lot of like ocean, wind, like junk, like there's just a lot of, you know, ambient music to just kind of keep you calm before the surgery, just in case you were nervous at all. They have you watch a video on an iPad of what your surgery is going to look like, so you know what to expect. And they do give you 0.5 milligrams of Xanax just to calm your nerves. Now I did ask, and the Xanax is optional. So for those of you who are unable to take Xanax for whatever reason it is, you don't have to take it, but it is given to you so that you aren't too nervous during your surgery. I will tell you guys though that like the Xanax did make me feel very giggly. So like during operation, like I was giggling. So if you like, I mean, and Xanax has made me feel giggly before, but especially, I don't know, I was just very giggly during operation. It was not funny, but. So after you're kind of zanned out a little bit, they finally call you in, you know, you take off your glasses, you put yourself on the side, and, you know, even Dr. Tooma he was very kind, very nice, very experienced. As soon as I put my glasses down, he's like, well, you know, that's the last time you'll be using those. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, very excited. So you lay down and he tells you to focus on the big red light. And it's huge, you can't miss it. The point of you focusing on the big red light is so that your eyeballs don't move around while he's performing the surgery. So it's one eye at a time. He puts numbing drops in your eyes so you don't feel a single thing. There's no pain at all, you don't feel anything. All you feel is a little bit of pressure. Like if you close your eyes and you kind of press your finger against your eye, that's the kind of pressure that you feel. So the pressure that you feel on your eyeball, that's the machine making the incision for the flap. And then Dr. Tooma just goes ahead and opens up the flap. The laser does the work and you're good. So this technology is very good. Even if you move your eyes, it will still perform the way that it's supposed to. Your surgery will not go wrong, even if, you know, your eyes aren't fixated on one point. The procedure was 10 to 15 minutes maximum. I mean, I'll insert like a picture here just so you guys can kind of see. I'm not gonna put anything gross just in case you guys are squeamish, because my mom was recording it, but she wasn't watching. Like she couldn't watch it, but she was, I don't know how, she had her eyes closed, but she found a way to record the whole surgery, and I mean, I thank her for it. But it's pretty cool, like, you know, machine makes the flap, they hope, Dr. Tooma opens the flap up, surgery, close the flap, seals it, moves on to the next eye, and it was 10 to 15 minutes max. It was the shortest surgery of life, and as soon as your surgery is done, you're able to see. You're able to see as soon as your surgery is done. Vision is a little blurry, but there's a difference. So after the surgery, a nurse walks you out, you sit down, they give you another 0.5 milligrams of Xanax, and you're instructed to put on sunglasses. So this is the kit that they give you. They actually give this to you right before you go in for surgery, and they kind of go over it. So these are the sunglasses that you're given. So you put these on, and you're told to blink. Just keep blinking, blink, 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 blink. Just keep blinking as you walk to the car. Just keep blinking. Get to the car, blink, keep these on, and as soon as you get to the car, close your eyes. And they want you to keep your eyes shut for the remainder of the day. No screens, no television, no looking, just close your eyes. The only time you should have your eyes open is when you're eating or using the restroom. So I just slept the whole day. I got in the car, kept these on. They also give you another 1 milligram of Xanax. So you were instructed to take the 1 milligram of Xanax 1 hour after you take the 0.5 milligrams. So in total that day, you take about 2 milligrams of Xanax, which isn't too much. It's just kind of enough to sedate you. Like I said, if you're unable to take Xanax, it's, you know, optional. Take Benadryl, something that's gonna put you to sleep. The point is they want you to sleep through the healing process. They don't want you to feel the healing process. You're meant to sleep through it. So as soon as I got home, I went to sleep, and you are supposed to sleep with these fashionable things on. It's meant to protect your eyes so that you don't accidentally like rub them or, you know, touch them. Or in my case, my poor puppy, my parents didn't even allow tofu in here when I was sleeping because they didn't want her to accidentally dislodge my flap. So you sleep with this on, and you sleep with it until the next day. So I slept all day. I remember I woke up once to eat Domino's pizza. And then I knew I wasn't that sleepy, so I took some medication. I took some edibles to go back to sleep. I pretty much slept until the next day with this. And again, they want you to keep your eyes shut for the remainder of the day because they don't want you to feel the healing process, and they don't want you to accidentally dislodge the flap because you're most vulnerable on the first day of surgery. You do have post-op the next day. So my surgery was on a Friday and my post-op was at 8 a.m. on a Saturday the next day. So the next day is my post-op. I wake up and I can see everything, which is very strange to me. Like, I can just wake up and I have good vision. I'm still trying to get used to it. It's very weird, but the next day I wake up and I can see everything. Now, it's not 100% sharp. Not yet. At that time, like, I can see stuff that I normally wouldn't be able to see, but it wasn't as sharp. There was still some blurriness from far away. I couldn't see as far. Like, I could see far away, but things just weren't. Instead of like 4K, it was around 1080p, 720, around there. Everything was very oversaturated though. Like, everything around me just had a lot of color. Like, if you turned up the saturation on your TV, that's what it looked like for me. I did have a little sensitivity to light. It wasn't too bad though. I went to my post-op. One of the optometrists took a look at my eyes and they said that the flap was healing perfectly. There were no air bubbles, nothing that they should be concerned about. We went ahead and skipped the 1 week checkup and we booked a 1 month checkup. And they tell you that you can drive whenever you feel confident, and I felt confident, so I drove that day. I did not have any troubles driving. I didn't have any trouble seeing. There was nothing. What I did notice though, so I take my walks at night, and what I noticed is that I did see halos, and I didn't know what people were talking about. They said that seeing sparks and seeing halos were very normal, and it was going to happen during the healing process of your surgery. And at night, post-op that day, I did see halos with every light. So driving at night for me was a little distracting, and I tried to avoid driving at night as much as I could, because I saw halos in headlights, I saw halos in street lamps, I saw halos in signage. Anything that had light, there was a halo. So it could be a little distracting, especially if you have a lot of headlights coming towards you. Like, it can distort your vision a little bit, and it wasn't very safe. So when it comes to nighttime driving, I try to avoid it. But as of right now, the halos are there. I still see them, but it's getting better. So here we are today, and it's about 3 months. Let's see, October, November, December, January. It's about 3 months so this is 3 months after my surgery, and my eyes are still dry. Like, when I wake up, they are dry. And I had my 1 month checkup a few weeks ago, and the doctor said it was totally normal, especially since my prescription was so high. Usually the healing time for LASIK eye surgery is about 3 months, but for me, he said, since my prescription was so high, it's very normal for me to take a little longer to heal, maybe sometimes up to 6 months. So when I wake up, my eyes are dry, so I still use artificial tears. I had gone through 1 box. This is the 2nd box that I use. Oh, one thing that I did forget. Right after your surgery, you are supposed to use antibiotic drops. So the antibiotic drops that come inside your kit, you are supposed to apply them, I believe, 4 times a day for a week. They're also going to give you a piece of paper on what activities you're able to engage in, like when you can start wearing makeup, when you can start working out again, when you can start swimming, when you can start skydiving, stuff like that. Like, just a guideline as to when you can resume your daily activities according to when your eye is going to heal. It's a tiny bottle of antibiotic drops, and you're supposed to apply them a few times a day for 7 days. I will tell you, you have enough in there. I know it feels like a lot and it feels like you're about to run out, but I promise you, you don't have to buy a 2nd bottle. And this was me, like, missing, sometimes adding too much, squirting too much, whatever. You don't need to buy a 2nd bottle, because I was nervous at first too. I was like, ooh, should I buy a 2nd bottle? But that 2nd bottle is like $50. You don't need it. There's more than enough in there. Now, if it starts bubbling on you, like if you try to pour it out and it starts bubbling, that's when you know you've run out. But other than that, I can pretty much guarantee you that the amount that they gave you in that tiny bottle, as little as it feels, there's more than enough in there for you. Because I didn't even finish the bottle, and I was very I did it religiously. So like I said, my eyes are still dry. When I wake up, I do have to use my my little artificial tears. I use them throughout the day whenever I feel that they're a little dry. I definitely use them in the morning and at night right before I go to bed. I realize that my eyes are definitely a lot drier when I stare at screens, and because of COVID right now, a lot of my schooling and a lot of my work is conducted on screen. So yeah, when I tend to stare at screens, my eyes do tend to be a lot drier. Sensitivity to light, I don't have too much of it. Some days I do have to wear my sunglasses because my eyes do get a little sensitive, but other than that, it's not too bad. Halos, I still see. So with halos, they are getting better, where in the beginning I was seeing halos in every area of light. Right now, like maybe one street lamp will have a halo and another street lamp will not. Maybe some headlights will and some brake lights won't. So it's a little more sporadic, but the halos are decreasing and it's not as distracting. Halos happen because when you create the flap, fluids fill in your cornea, water, light, distortion, halo. That's pretty much like as simply as I can break it down to you, but the halos are getting better and my vision has gotten better. So things have gotten a lot more sharp. Like I said before, the next day after post-op, I was able to see, but it wasn't super sharp. And as time has gone on, my vision has gotten very, very sharp. I'm able to see details on things very far away from me. It impresses even myself. Like from here to maybe about like 15 feet away, I can probably see the nutrition information on a box of Quaker Oats. That's like how I can gauge it. I can read things in fine detail pretty far away. 3 months after post-op, there aren't really any complications. Again, the only issue I have is dryness, and I'll keep you guys updated with that. Like as far as I know, like the dryness has gotten better, and I think a lot of the dryness has to do with me staring at screens a lot, like a lot. So I think that has a lot to do with my my dryness. But from time to time, I will still use my eye mask to kind of loosen up my oil glands to make sure that, you know, my eyes are being properly coated. Other than that though, like I'm very happy with my surgery. The only thing that I would say is changed is it feels like I'm missing a step, because like putting on your contact lenses doesn't feel like it takes a long time, but it actually, I mean, my morning routine and nighttime routine has reduced, you know, dramatically, but it's almost to the point where I'm kind of, it feels like I'm missing a step, because right before I go to bed, I associate going to bed with like removing my glasses. So I associate going to bed with blurry vision. Even like 2 to 3 weeks after, it felt like it felt like I still had to like take out contact lenses because I was going to bed with 20/20 vision. And you know, usually before, going to bed with 20/20 vision means that either you forgot to take off your glasses or you forgot to take off your contact lenses. But now it just, yeah, I mean, I'm still acclimating to it. It's not a bad thing, but for a while, even now, like it still feels like I'm missing a step. Like I just kind of wake up and I'm like, oh my God, like I can see everything. That's so weird. But yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna link the information down below. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. I feel like I covered everything in the video, in this video, talking about everything. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Comment down below. If you guys want to see more videos like this. If you guys had laser eye surgery, let me know what your experience is. Again, I'm only 3 months post-op. So like for those of you who've had LASIK surgery like for an extended amount of time and are experiencing any complications or have any advice for me, comment down below. But yeah, that was my experience with LASIK eye surgery at NVISION. That's what I've been up to for the last couple months. But other than that, I hope you guys are doing well, staying safe. It's still pretty crazy out here. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye. Okay, down. Oh. Yes, my love. A lot of times that I shoot, you guys don't know this, but she's in my lap, just doing that. Love you. Love you. You know, you guys have been with me since I got her as a puppy. She's turning 5 this year. That would mean that you guys have been with me for 5 years. That means that I've been doing YouTube for 5 years. That also means I've been sucking at YouTube for 5 years, but what the hell? I kind of just had an epiphany, don't mind me.